Hi, I'm Juan Martinez, and today I'm focusing on something that affects families across northern New Mexico. Whether the water coming from private wells is actually safe to drink. This is an issue I've dealt with personally, and I've known plenty of others who've had the same experience. I'll go over what the problem looks like, what people in the community are saying, and realistic solutions that could help keep families safer. The biggest issue is that private wells don't fall under the same monitoring as city water systems. That means the responsibility falls entirely on the homeowners, and most people either don't know how to test their water, don't know where to go, or assuming everything is fine because nothing seems off. But contamination doesn't always change the taste or smell. You could be drinking water that looks totally normal, but still contains arsenic, bacteria, or other harmful contaminants. So the problem isn't just water quality, it's the lack of easy access to testing, and the lack of awareness about how important regular testing really is. When people don't test, problems stay hidden. This is what a well water test kit looks like. These are actually pretty easy to use, but most families in rural areas don't have access to them on a regular basis. They're not always stocked locally, and ordering them takes time and money. If these kits were distributed through community centers or libraries, more households could stay informed. Making testing convenient is the first step toward preventing health problems. Northern New Mexico is spread out, and that makes a huge difference. Many people live miles away from the nearest town and even farther away from a certified testing lab. Traveling just to drop off a water sample isn't realistic for everyone, especially older residents or families without consistent transportation. Also, a lot of government programs don't reach these rural pockets because they're designed for larger municipalities. People end up isolated when it comes to public health resources. This is why solution has to bring testing to the community instead of expecting people to go find it. There are real health consequences to contaminated water that goes unnoticed. Arsenic is one of the biggest concerns in the Southwest, and long-term exposure can lead to serious health issues like heart problems, certain cancers, and developmental issues in children. Bacteria and nitrates can cause stomach problems, fatigue, and more immediate symptoms, especially in infants or older adults. The main point is that water contamination doesn't always make you sick right away. It builds over time. Without regular testing, people may never connect their health issues to their water. I ran a small survey that just got a sense of what people are experiencing locally. I had 12 responses, 11 from Espanola and 1 from Chimayo, and all 12 households use private wells. None of them have ever tested their water. That alone shows how inaccessible testing is. 8 people reported weird tastes or smells. Some mentioned saltiness, others mentioned discolorization. A few said they felt neutral or unsure about their water safety, and a couple said they actually felt unsafe. What stood out the most was that every single person said they would participate in a local testing program. That tells me the interest is there. People just need the opportunity. My survey matches what official research shows. The EPA, the New Mexico Environment Department, and the U.S. Geological Survey all report contamination risks in rural groundwater across northern New Mexico. Arsenic levels are naturally higher in this region. Bacterial contamination is also common when wells aren't sealed or maintained properly. When you combine state and federal data with the personal experience from the community, you get a clear picture. This isn't a random or occasional issue, it's a regional pattern. And the lack of routine testing makes it even harder for families to stay safe. My solution focuses on expanding water testing access directly in the community. That means offering quarterly water testing events where people can drop off samples for free or at low cost. It also includes distributing simple test kits at public locations like libraries, community centers, schools, or health clinics. This approach works because it removes the three biggest barriers: distance, cost, and confusion. A program like this could easily be supported through USDA rural development grants and existing EPA programs that already help rural communities with water safety. Testing kits and lab partnerships already exist. We just need to make them accessible and local. Community-based programs work especially well in rural areas because people trust local institutions more than distant agencies. If the program becomes routine and predictable, families will use it and contamination can be caught early. To wrap things up, clean drinking water should not depend on where you live, but right now in northern New Mexico it often does. Private wells without regular testing leave families vulnerable to health risks they may never even have realized are there. By expanding access to testing, bringing resources to distant rural communities, and giving people simple tools to check their water, we can protect public health and give families peace of mind. The community wants this, the research supports it, and the solution is very realistic. It's a small step that can make a huge difference. Thank you so much for listening, and I appreciate your time.